plane up in the sky, I'm looking down on y'all. I'll make my own way, I got my own way. I need some medication, try to keep me sane. I gotta keep going.
Welcome to the open mic interview from MicControl.com. Today we're here in John Kilmer Studios with Collin McLoughlin. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. I guess let's start off. We know you're going to be bringing out a lot of new music lately, or you've been at least working on it, and you're going to be releasing it soon. What exactly is what have you been working on, and what's your plan for releasing it?
Well, I've been working on a whole full-length album.
Yep.
Along with a whole bunch of remixes that I've done. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of release songs one at a time, one track a week pretty much for 3 months, 4 months. In between with remixes and the album tracks, just to kind of keep the buzz going and, show people what I've been up to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of diverse sounds on it. There's some, a lot of the electro-pop stuff that I've been doing. There's some really R&B, slow stuff. Some of the remixes are all over the place. I'm doing a remix to Pass Out by Tiny Tempo, which is a ridiculous beat. All sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, very cool. So you kind of... I've noticed that your sound really revolves around the electro-pop, but you've also got the really soulful voice behind it. Do you try and work in both genres or different genres, or do you just kind of take it as it comes and whatever song that you're working on, kind of play it by ear from there?
Yeah, I mean, basically the way I've been doing it thus far, for better or worse, is I just find songs that I like beats that I like, and I just write to it.
Yeah.
Because I like a lot of different kinds of music. I mean, I grew up, listening to a lot of Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, that kind of, soul R&B stuff. So I've always had a spot in my heart for it. But, a lot of the stuff that I do now, especially for shows, the electro-pop stuff is really in. People love hearing it. I like writing to it. It's fun to party to. So,
yeah, definitely.
I basically, for better or worse, I guess, I've been making all different kinds of stuff. And it's just because I like making it, So
yeah.
What's going to be coming up, in the future is going to be the same kind of thing all over the map. Some electro, some R&B, some soul.
Yeah, very cool.
Everything.
Who are you working with? I know we were just talking about you're working with Kinetics and One Love, who, for those that don't know, wrote the song Airplanes with B.O.B. Who else are you working with, and what kind of different producers or sounds are you trying to get on in your releases?
Yeah, well, I'm working with a whole bunch of people now. I actually I'm starting to do a lot of hooks for people too. Mm-hmm. So I did a hook for Henderson. I don't know if you guys have talked to him from Boston. I'm potentially doing something with Aziz. I'm doing a bunch of stuff with this guy named Olu, this other guy, Huey Mack, this group called 90s Finest I just found out about last week. That they sent me some cool stuff. It's pretty good. I did a song with Time Flies called Show You the World. We're actually going to mess with that a bunch more. I think that could be a really big song, actually. Did the song with Sam. A few other things in the work, potentially. Like I said, Kinetics. And then as far as producers, I mean, I've been working with all different producers all over. One of the guys that I've been working with the longest, this guy Garrington Spence, who was with me in the group Nautical Young, he's just sent me some ridiculous beats that I'm going to write to, and a few of them are demos for labels, and another one is just going to be our track. So
yeah,
we're pretty excited about it.
So you work with it seems like you're working with a lot of hip hop acts and stuff like that. Right now, hip hop is the best way to get your name out there is just keep producing music, put out a bunch of mixtapes, get music out as fast as you can, and it tends to be easy from the hip hop perspective, whereas a singer, you have to worry about the lyrics, then also the pitch, the melody. How exactly do you think that creates a larger, I guess, barrier for entry for singers as opposed to rappers, where you kind of have to put in that extra effort to be making a lot of music, otherwise you won't be getting your name heard?
I think it totally does. I think that that's the thing. The other thing about rapping is a lot of vocals don't really need to be mixed that much, because if you have good flow, you have good flow. With singing, if you record a vocal on a bad mic without mixing it properly, it just sounds it's not going to pop at all.
Yeah.
So not only are you trying to write the vocal pattern for the melody line, but then you have to write the lyrics, and then you have to mix it. So you can't just put out a lot of tracks, all the time, even if you're writing them, which is a big problem that I've had up till now. But lucky for me, Kinetics showed me some vocal presets that they've been using for the hooks that I've written with them.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting better at mixing my own stuff. So I'm going to start to be able to just mix out of my room, which is exciting because I can put out more stuff now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember I heard a track, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but you were just messing around with it, recorded it one take in your bedroom, and all of a sudden it pops up on the blogs and it just starts going crazy, and everyone was loving it. But so do you find it easy to kind of produce music quickly? Is it just kind of natural for you? You go in, you record something and you're happy with it, or are you kind of the perfectionist that keeps going back and keeps reworking it?
I am a perfectionist, but I'm not really able to be the perfectionist that I want to be because of where I am. in terms of writing stuff, sometimes I write stuff in 5 minutes. The Time Flies song I did, the first thing with Kinetics 2, wrote it in 10 minutes. Some take a long time. For some reason, Come Back to You, that song took a really long time. I went through like 4 hooks for it for some reason. Monster was really quick. That's the thing. It's just everything's different, I guess. And then once I get it, it's a matter of getting the vocal pattern and then trying to write the lyrics around that sound good and fit what you're trying to say, which takes a bunch of different takes in terms of finding out what is going to sound the best and work the best. So it takes a while, to ultimately get it where I want, but sometimes you don't have that luxury.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Kind of talk to us real quick about, I know you flew down to Dallas, like a couple months ago at this point, and you met up with Play-N-Skillz and the guys from Fresh New Tracks. What was that experience like? Just tell us about that a little bit.
It was awesome. I mean, I guess what happened is they or someone that's affiliated with them read Fresh New Tracks or reads it and saw some of my music posted and wanted to, have me down and meet me. They liked what I heard and wanted to hear more of the stuff, I guess. So I flew down there. We went to the studio. We went out to some, absurd, lavish dinners and nights out. It was fun. It was really fun. Obviously it was an unbelievable opportunity. They're so talented and they've had amazing success. They made Lil Wayne's Got Money. They made Chamillionaire's Riding Dirty. They've got a bunch of stuff placed with Pitbull now too, and a song with Akon in the works too. So they've got a ton of connections and a ton of success, and they're really great guys. They really know music. I mean, talking with them about, it was interesting talking to them at dinner about who they came up with and, what they think about the state of music now. It's cool to hear that perspective.
Yeah. And are you, I don't know if you can talk about it or if there is anything planned, but are you going to be working with them at all? Or was it just kind of, meet and greet, kind of get to know each other and then kind of take it from there?
It's kind of like an ongoing, like, they're very interested in what I'm doing and I'm kind of interested in what they're doing. We might write stuff in the future, but they're also trying to put out their own album right now as an artist. They have a song with Snoop Dogg called Things We Do and a few others. So they're, like, I think really dedicated to that right now. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, a lot of the time when you meet with these kind of people, they have, other things on their plate or they just want to sort of test the waters. So, a few months later could mean a very different thing than what it does now.
Yeah. How does it feel on your end, just kind of, getting that kind of, I guess, recognition for what you're doing and, having these artists who have worked with, or the producers that have worked with artists like Lil Wayne and, Chamillionaire or whatever, and have them be interested in what you're doing enough to bring you out to Dallas and, talk to you some more?
It's really cool. It's funny. I brought my whole album with me there, or what was finished when I was there. And we played it all in the studio. It's funny. You're looking around the room. They have their A&R guy there, their engineers there. And, it's funny just seeing all of a sudden heads bobbing and, like, people hearing stuff that, these are, validated stars in producing world, and they're interested in what I'm doing and they liked some, two or three of the songs. They're like, run that back, play that again, play it again. One of them we played like 6 times. So it's cool to, to see that they're that into it. It really validates what I'm trying to do and gives you that extra, drive to keep going, which is cool.
Definitely. Well, I mean, it's been great talking to you. We're looking forward to what you got coming out. But before we go, you want to just give a shout out where people can find you, where you just mentioned you're on Fresh New Tracks a bunch, but, Facebook, Twitter, and, some of the other blogs that you've been featured on.
Definitely, yeah. You can find all the music on my website, CollinMcLoughlin.com. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/Collin McLoughlin Music, and on Twitter, just @McLoughlin Music. All the stuff will be pretty much at one of those 3 places. So.
Cool, very cool. Well, it was awesome talking to you. We're really looking forward to all the tracks you'll be releasing over the next couple months, and definitely have to sit down again and talk about it after everything comes out.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I'm on some new shit, I'm chalking them deuces up to her, yeah. I'm moving on to something better.